Okay, so makeup tutorial time. Yay! First you want to start with a clean face. So if you haven't cleaned your face yet, now is a great time to do it. You have to do it 2 times a day, because every time you don't, you're aging your skin 7 days. So it's kind of a horrifying thought to think about how many times you've gone without washing your face in the morning and at night, and then you end up aging your skin, and it's terrifying. So yeah, the reason why that is because think about it, at night, if you're not washing your face, you go to bed and your face is like a wool sweater. So as you go throughout the day, your skin is collecting all the dust from everybody else's dead skin, your own dead skin, and everything else that's in the air. And then you're going to bed and you're sleeping on it, and you're rubbing it into your face, and that causes acne. So that is probably much of your issue if you are waking up in the morning with acne. So make sure that you wash your pillowcases and are washing your face twice a day. Well, I actually just got done with classes not that long ago, so I'm going to take off my makeup now. My face is actually clean already, so that's cool. So our oil-free makeup remover, it's our #1 seller. You put it on your eye for 7 seconds and it gets everything off. So everybody super duper loves it because you don't have to sit there and scrub your face off. You guys are going to experience that if you haven't yet. A lot of you guys have already been suckered into a facial with me when I first started. So you wet your cotton ball and stick it on your eye like this. So the oil-free means that if you get it into your eye, it doesn't burn like hellfire. Also, you want to take off your makeup, and you would get all this information when you book a party. Your eyelashes are very brittle if you don't wash off your makeup. Our oil-free makeup remover also has vitamins in it to make sure that we're nourishing our lashes, because nobody likes having really thin lashes that break all the time. First step I'm going to do is my firming eye cream, because it takes about 10 minutes to set. It helps get rid of dark circles, fine lines, all that good stuff. If you have an issue with puffiness, I recommend the Time-Wise eye cream, because it has a cooling metal on the end of it as an applicator. And it's the same kind of thing that they use in boxing and wrestling, where somebody might get punched in the eye and they start to pop up. You only need about that much. You don't need like a super ton of it. You only need about a pea-sized amount. You do this, add it in between your fingers, and then you're just gonna go in here, all around. Use our ring finger because it emits the least amount of pressure out of all of our fingers. And our skin around our eyes is really thin, if you haven't noticed. It's not the same type of skin as the rest of our body. It lacks collagen, so that means when you pull it, it doesn't pull back like the rest of our skin does. That being said, it is the same type of skin as the back of our hands, and they are the first to show age, both our eyes and our hands. And so to prevent that, we don't rub our eyes. That's how you create crow's feet and fine lines and all that good stuff. And this actually repairs all of the damage that you've done and helps protect against future damage. That part's done. It's going to take about 10 minutes to show any results. We're going to move on to foundation primer, because this has to go on, obviously, before foundation. And that's going to be my first steps. So this is actually going to feel oily and like a Vaseline almost. So it's going to feel kind of weird, but it's really good for you. And actually, it makes it so that way your makeup sits better, and it doesn't look like it's just makeup sitting on your skin. It helps dissolve it, and it sticks into the pores, so that way you're not getting a bunch of dirt into your pores. So it helps prevent acne as well. You still only need about that much You only need about a pea-sized amount of all of our makeup, which is the fantastic thing. It's super consumable, and you don't need a lot of it, so it lasts forever. I mean, like, I seriously still have all of my botanical set from when I first ordered back in June. So that's kind of tells you how much it lasts. Whatever you see at our party is actually the size of the products you're going to get. You're not going to get a smaller size, and you're not going to get like a trial size for like $17 or whatever, like some people. You kind of feel weird. You can even go down your jawbone and down your collarbone if you need to, like down your neck. When it comes to foundation, I highly recommend that, because otherwise you end up with a line that just stops here, and then you look orange and white, and that's not cool. I use a CC cream today. It's moisturizing, so if you have a really dry skin, this is good. Even if you have oily skin, the reason why you have oily skin is because you're not moisturizing after you clean your face, and your skin is crying out for you to moisturize it, and therefore it overproduces the oils, and therefore you have an oily face. And you learn all this fun stuff in one of my classes. But I'm also going to use a cleanser. And this one is actually not Mary Kay, because I haven't had a chance to buy the Mary Kay contouring and highlighting set. But it's the same concept with contouring. You want to go for a bronzer that is 3 times darker than your natural skin tone. With a highlighter, you want to go with 3 times lighter than your natural skin tone. Just to give you a basic knowledge of that. Contouring, you're just changing the shape of your face via makeup. So however you want to change your bone structure is where you're going to put the lines. I recommend doing hairline and a swipe here and a swipe here. So this will make you look like you have kind of different cheekbones. Like, I have really high cheekbones, so it gives me the look of I have a slimmer face and that my cheekbones are a little bit lower. So what you're going to do is just come up in here, and I might have to turn off one of my lights because it's kind of super bright and you can't really see what I'm doing. I just reflect all of the light. You can actually do this on our virtual makeover as well, if you're too afraid to go out and buy like a highlighting and contouring set. It's kind of really hard to go wrong with highlighting and contouring unless you like really overdo it, and then you kind of just end up looking like Kim Kardashian. Maybe you're a big fan of Kim Kardashian and you want that look. Already contoured. Next I'm going to do my highlight, and I'm probably going to have to do twice, because with the liquid foundation it's going to kind of cover it up. I have to do it twice, but I'm going to do it just in case. So I usually do a little bit right in here, right around my brows. Do a streak right above where I contoured. It's not like in your face that I contoured. And with contouring and highlighting, there's really no right or wrong answer. So however you want to fool around with it, I would recommend it. I would also recommend playing with it when you don't have to go out right away, just in case you don't like it. You never know what will go wrong with makeup. To use brushes. I'm not really a big fan of using my fingers, just because it gets messy. But we're going to go ahead and do the CC cream now. So I like to use the back of my hands, so that way I use less product, I use it all, and I can actually use my brush that way. So you only need about half a squirt, not that much. This is a concealer brush. We're going to come back to this one later. It'll be like this. And you just start blending your contour line. It's not super like in your face, look at me, I have makeup on. It makes it look more natural rather than, hey, this is made by makeup. If you just want like a makeup tutorial and not like an actual facial, I can do that for you too. I can just come in and teach you how to use makeup. It's actually really super fun. I have all of my contouring blended and all of my highlighting blended. No, you can't really see because of the light, the blinding light. But for many of you that know me, you can kind of see the difference already. If I really wanted to, I could go darker, so that way it definitely looks like I have a thinner face. And you can even see the difference even if you just go into my profile picture or two now. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of my face with my concealer brush and the rest of my concealer. Brushes are like super cheap in comparison to everywhere else. They're really easy to clean. You should be cleaning your brushes daily, because when you don't, you get all the dead skin cells and whatever other makeup you've already used on it. It also causes acne because of what you're putting onto your skin. So foundation and highlighting and contouring are done. And it only took us 15 minutes with all of my commentary. So next, I'm going to explain your brow shape. So grab a handy dandy pencil, and when you are shaping your eyebrows, the outside should match up with the end of your nose. Anything outside of it, pluck it. And then for the highest part of your eyebrows, you come to the edge of your nose, you go right over your pupil, and this is your highest point of your eyebrows. So you shape upwards, pluck everything outside of the arch that you are creating. For the very end of the nose comes to the end of the eye. Anything outside of this line gets plucked. And so this shapes your eyebrows in arched. I guess that isn't really the proper way to say that, but it arches your eyebrows in comparison to your eyes, and you will always get a perfect eyebrow that way. So there's that. With a comb thingy, in case you didn't know, this part is actually for when you have mascara clumps. It helps brush out the clumps. And this part is actually, the black part, is actually for shaping your eyebrows. If you do any penciling with your eyebrows, you're going to go ahead and shape them and color them today. Just to give you an example. And then you would pencil, and then I recommend doing a powder for the rest. So you would pencil like here, run it through, and then powder the rest. So that way it's not so in your face that you've colored them in. And why you color them in is so that way it doesn't look like you have such thin eyebrows, or to give them a little more definition. You'll just have really thin eyebrows like I do. Sometimes you just want to make them pop out a little bit more, and that's how you would do that. I am going to use gold. So this is iced cocoa. And there are many different types of eyeshadow brushes. Even to give you an example, like this is an eyeshadow brush, this is a shadow brush. You can't really see the difference in the video, but there are different shapes and sizes. One's smaller and more square, the other one's more round. Smudgers that are little itty bitty, they're only about yay big, and they're for doing like the eye, to give you like a smoky eye look. It's shorter bristles, so that way it darkens everything up. To get some of your eyeshadow, this is a cream, so it spreads and it blends. It's just easier to deal with than an actual eyeshadow. Saying in Mary Kay, and it's to blend, blend, and blend. So when you think it's enough blending, it's not. You keep blending. I kind of actually like the way that this one looks, so I'm going to leave it. We move on to the next eye. Now that one's done, We're going to clean this later. If you just want to smudge out your eyes, you would use this little smudgy tool. It's usually on the end of a comb, like I used earlier. I have 2 pairs of eyelashes here, and I'm going to use the shorter ones. I've got 2 sets. I've got really short tiny ones and the really long ones. I'm doing a really basic look. I'm going to use my little tiny ones. I like to have a set of tweezers handy for this. You don't have to, you can use your fingers. Get your glue. Glue is a little bit different in setting time. Step is to find the side that is shorter, which happens to be this side. In case you can't really see, I'll use my forehead as an example. This side is a little bit longer than the side over here. So the shorter side is going to go on the inside of my eye. Usually when it's a brush on glue like this, obviously every glue is going to need to be a little bit different, and it really differs on how long it's been sitting. But this particular glue that I have takes about 30 seconds to set and get sticky. In that time I am going to pull out my mirror because I really don't want to do this on a computer and end up with an eyelash up on my eyebrow. But you guys should still be able to see what I'm doing with no problem. You're gonna just kind of, I like to do it this way, and just kind of angle the mirror to be able to see what I'm doing. And just kind of move along and stick it on. Take some practice. Okay, so we've got it set on there, and we're just going to hold the ends to make sure that our ends stick. Alright, so that looks good. And we're going to let that one sit for a minute and start prepping the other eyelash. Another reason why we don't want our lashes breaking. So really don't want to just yank these off. You want to kind of take it off with some makeup remover. You're going to end up yanking off your real eyelashes, and that's not good. So we're all stuck on. Once we get our eyelashes on, I like to do mascara so that way we can even out the eyelashes versus the falsies. So that way you can't tell the difference. Because the whole point of wearing falsies is for nobody to know that you're wearing falsies. So when you do eyeliner, you zigzag. And this helps separate lashes. When it comes to your mascara, you don't want to pump the brush. Because when you pump the brush, you get bacteria and air in there. And that way you can get eye infections, and you dry out your mascara a lot faster than if you had not done that. Finally, we have our eyeliner, but I'm gonna hang off on that and let the eyelashes cool off from putting them on. So as far as a lip stain goes, it's essentially the same as a lipstick, but it sticks longer. It actually stains your lips, so to speak, hence the name lip stain. Just like you would a lipstick, though. So I have this, so I'm going to use a mirror for this, but you're still going to see how to put it on. when it starts to get a little bit sticky, like now, we're going to use a tissue. Off a little bit. To take it all off, but just enough to get the excess off. I have brushes in Mary Kay so that way you're not wasting all of the product and you just get the amount that you need. We would have our eyeliner. I like to use gels. They spread way better than other ones do. I have my little eyeliner. I want to use a gel on the bottom lid because it actually makes you appear to have smaller eyes. And just go along here where my lashes are. Eye look that I was talking about, the easiest way for you to do is to grab a piece of tape and just stick a little piece of tape here to about here. And it helps guide it so that way you don't get that messy underline. And then also, when you're going to take it off, use a Q-tip and a little bit of Vaseline or a little bit of makeup remover, and it helps even out the top one in case you have oopsies. I actually don't have another eyeliner handy right now, and I have a lot of excess on my brush, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I just told you not to. But since it's a tutorial, I don't care about if my eyes look smaller or bigger anyway. This was just to kind of give you an idea of what you should be doing with your makeup. Normally I don't, unless I have a lot of excess. I have an extra pencil eyeliner to do my bottom lid. Go ahead and plop it on there really quick. That is everything. In real time, it doesn't take this long. I usually get ready in like 15 minutes. I don't usually do falsies, but falsies only add about an extra minute, maybe 2. So it really doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot of time. If you ever want me to teach you in in person, I can teach you in person. It's not a huge deal. I hope you guys enjoyed if you actually watched. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm available all the time. And that's everything. I will see you guys for the question rounds of my Mary Kay.